Well, welcome back to Your Town Radio and Television program. I'm Tom Carlton, your guest host this evening, and with us we have two individuals involved in the new science building at York School. So we'd like to welcome both of you, Kevin Brookhouser from York and Ken Scates from HGHB Architects. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
First, I'd like to introduce both of you. So let's start with you, Kevin. I understand you've been at York, well, you've been teaching for about a decade, you said.
Yeah, I've been at York for 6 years now.
Okay, that's certainly long enough to be familiar with all of its programs and its goals and interests. And the new science building that we'll talk to in more detail has been an enterprise that's gone on for a couple of years. It takes a long time to initiate the ideas and then find the architect, do the drawings, get them permitted and then constructed. And then finally, I've been fortunate enough to get a tour of that building, and it's quite impressive. Yeah. You can see it easily from 68 as you drive by looking up the hill up toward parallel to York Road. So you've been at York, you said, 6 years and been teaching over 10. And you teach the humanities.
Yeah.
And you're also the director of communications there.
That's right.
Right, which gives you a couple different reasons for being here with us tonight. Now, Ken, I know you through the American Institute of Architects, and we've been compatriots for about a decade. You know, trying to. Yeah, well, it's actually a bit longer, but I didn't want to admit it. I know you as being an active member in the American Institute of Architects local chapter here in Monterey Bay. You're a past president, and you're also active in the California Council, the state level, were you not?
Right.
And what were you doing there at the state level?
I was a director, served on the California Council, and attended the meetings up there, much like we have our local chapter, but at the state level.
And that gets more toward legislative issues and things that happen at that level?
It does. In fact, largely legislative matters, and in particular things about promoting and fostering green building.
Great. Well, that's why we're here today. Now, you work for HGHB, which is an acronym for 4 people, and who are they?
That's Gordon Hall, Don Goodhue, Russ Hazley, and Mr. Barker. And none of the Douglas Barker, none of the 4 of them are active in the practice anymore.
Right.
But,
so it's a second generation, third generation?
Second generation firm's been in existence for some 45 years.
That's
a local firm with a distinguished past.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I've seen your list of awards, and it's quite impressive. It's longer than most from a variety of different sources. Now, you went to school at the University of Texas in Austin, and you got a Bachelor of Architecture degree there.
That's right.
A few years ago.
Thank you.
Yes. And you worked in Texas before coming to California, did you not?
I did.
And what firms and what kinds of projects were you working on then?
I worked mostly in the education facility design field, worked for what at the time was one of the largest public school architects in the state of Texas.
That's certainly appropriate experience for what you've done at York.
That's right.
Indeed. And you're also well, you're licensed in 3 states. You're licensed in California, and to explain to the public that architects are licensed per state, and if you want to work in another state, you have to go through some processes to get licensed in each of those through another organization. And you're also interested in green design, and you're a LEED accredited professional. So again, we define LEED. I have to keep remembering what that acronym stands for, and that's leadership in energy and environmental design. Right. And there is a very difficult test, I know, since I'm studying for it, to take to be accredited. And you've been accredited for a couple of years now, I understand.
That's right.
Right. And you're not the only firm, I mean the only person in your firm to be accredited.
That's right. My partner, Phil Korchak, is also accredited.
Yeah, great. What I'd like to do is talk a little bit about how the two of you got together and what sort of, you have parallel interests in green design, green building, sustainability, all of those words that refer to a better and bright future. York, you had told me back in the 70s was credited as, in the Herald, as you gave me a headline that's kind of interesting. It was, quote, "The school of tomorrow is here today."
Yeah, that's right.
And what were they referring to back then?
Well, let me give you a little bit of background about York. York's school, it's a day school. It's 8 through 12 grades, serving 225 students from Monterey, Salinas, Santa Cruz, out in even as far as Greenfield.
Good commute.
Yeah, they come a long way to come to York. And we're getting ready to celebrate our 50th anniversary next year. And in doing so, we spent some time looking back at our archives, and we found this article. And what was interesting about the article is we really like to see ourselves as, our mission is to prepare students, and not just for college, but for the future. And so that's something that we're really actively doing in the classroom. And so we have been saying recently how we like to consider ourselves a school of the future. And we're looking back, we started looking back in these archives, and we found this article in the Herald saying that we were a school of, the school of tomorrow is here today, and you know, we like to say that it's still here, it's going to be here for the next 50 years as well.
Right. You also put some actual accreditation, or I mean, you've got some recognition on this commitment to environmentalism and the futuristic approach. You said you were the first school in Monterey County to be awarded what? What's the title of?
We're the first school in Monterey County to be certified by the Monterey Bay Area Green Business Program.
Okay.
Actually, last month, Sam Farr, Congressman Farr, came to our school to speak to our students, and he gave us a congressional recognition for this accomplishment. Nice. So we're really proud of that. Embedded in our mission, or in our philosophy, is a commitment to teaching, living, and building green. And so that's exactly why the school had Ken Scates come by and do our design our science building.
Certainly, you're both aligned in the same direction. In fact, you have some solar panels, solar arrays already on the Day Hall. Was that done before or after the science building was developed?
Well, to be clear, the science building opened in 2003, so it's been open for a few years. It's been being used. And when it was designed, it had the solar panels on it back then. We just installed two new solar array this winter. One on our oldest building, Day Hall, and another one on our library.
That came after.
So that just came just now. So if you add up all the solar power together, our school produces almost 50% of the energy it uses.
That's very impressive.
Which is the largest producer of solar energy in among any educational facility in Monterey County.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's very good. So you had the desire, and your environmental program had the desire to set up a new building to expand your facilities, and you found HGHB as a firm that could deliver on your goals, your visions, and expand, sympathetically a building to, further your goals. And so, Ken, why don't you take it a little bit from here? How does an architect then, you probably talked with those who were making decisions at York and try to get a sense of their program, what they wanted to do, and leading you into an answer rather than saying it for you.
Indeed. First, though, let me commend York School for having both the vision and the leadership commitment to do a project like this, because as Kevin mentioned, this building was completed in 2003. And we actually started the planning on it shortly after I moved to Monterey Peninsula. I mean, it's been a project that's been in the works for a long, long time.
That's an interesting thing for people to know, because I think it usually does take a much longer time than most people realize to
it does indeed.
So do any significant building.
York School, typical of that school and of its culture, had this vision and to build a green building before green building was really kind of a household term, which it has become now. And they teach environmental science, and so they're teaching these programs to their kids, and they wanted to demonstrate it through the building. And so we were asked to design a building that was demonstrably, unapologetically green. Unlike a lot of newer green buildings where there's a sense that, well, you can have a green building and it doesn't have to look like it. York School wanted one that actually looked green. And in fact, if we could show the image that we have.
And do we have that image that we could put up now of the building?